Good day to everyone. I'm Vala, and today we're looking at a few bizarre remedies hustled by traveling salesmen and sold by pharmacies during the late 1800s and early 1900s. The first one is well known, the others are more obscure, but just as nutty and even more dangerous. Creative chemistry. Snake oil. How did this remedy for sore muscles, arthritis, and bursitis get such a bad reputation? The real thing was an ancient Chinese medicinal treatment. Authentic snake oil was made in China from Chinese water snakes, boiled to release the oils inside, rich with omega-3 acids that reduce inflammation and pain. And it worked. In the US, there were no Chinese water snakes. American entrepreneurs like traveling salesman Clark Stanley figured that rattlesnake oil would make a good alternative. He eventually became known as the Rattlesnake King. Unfortunately, rattlesnake oil contains only 1/3 of the omega-3 acids in Chinese water snakes, so its effect on the body was minimal. Salesmen and saleswomen traveled around the country, mixed up their own concoctions for cures, and often put on a show when they came to town. Here's a description of the Rattlesnake King's performance at the 1893 Chicago World's Exposition. While spectators watched, Stanley would reach into a sack, pluck out a fresh snake, asphyxiate it with ether, slit it open, and plunge it into a pot of boiling water. As he did so, fatty remnants of the snake rose to the top, which Stanley skimmed and, on the spot, mixed into an elixir. The resulting potion he called Clark Stanley's Snake Oil Liniment and sold to onlookers. The snake oil, Stanley boasted, had the power to cure many ailments, and it was good for man and beast. In 1906, new laws in the US, the Pure Food and Drug Act, put an end to false advertising and mandated listing ingredients and their percentages, along with mandatory government testing. So the glory days of the patent medicine industry were nearly over. It took years to track down all these entrepreneurs, and the Rattlesnake King's hold on the market was finally severed in 1917 when his bottled mail-order snake oil was tested and found to contain no snake oil whatsoever. It was composed of mineral oil from beef fat, red pepper, and turpentine. The infamous Rattlesnake King was fined $20. He did not dispute the charge and faded into obscurity. But the phrase snake oil came to be associated with fraud and misrepresentation. Next up, a concoction from Canada. Fellows Compound Syrup of Hypophosphites. Invented by James Fellows, a St. John, New Brunswick drug merchant in the late 1800s, this remedy was marketed to doctors to dispense to patients, as well as directly over the counter in pharmacies. Fellows Compound was considered an excellent recuperative tonic that could be used as a treatment for anemia, neurasthenia, bronchitis, influenza, pulmonary tuberculosis, and wasting diseases of childhood, and during convalescence from exhausting diseases. So far, so good. But it also contained strychnine. In small amounts, but still, would you trust a medicine that contained rat poison? Me neither. Our third remedy is Mr. C.L. Robb's Rescue Ointment. Besides removing hard and soft corns, calluses, and bunions from the feet, it also rescues you from pain, evil thoughts, and profanity, and removes irritation of foot and sole. The ointment restores the light, fantastic toe and brings sunlight and happiness to your homes. Actually, this remedy never existed. No record of it exists anywhere other than this image. Just like Dr. Batty's asthma cigarettes, C. Rob's corn remover is a child of Photoshop. One night cough syrup. This was a very popular and very addictive cure for everything under the sun. The ingredients were alcohol, cannabis, chloroform, and morphine. Available over the counter, and you could look forward to the best sleep ever. Dr. Winchell's teething remedy. sold from 1910 to 1912. An all-purpose tonic for kids and adults. Dr. Winchell was not a doctor of medicine and was charged with false advertising. When tested, this medicine was found to be licorice-flavored morphine. Then we have a popular cosmetic, a crossover from another industry. Bickmore's Mortician's Powder, to give a lady a nice, evenly colored complexion. It also covered up undesirable odors. Win-win. And we'll wind this up with a great way to cure lung problems. This one came out a bit later in the 1920s. Kill a Cold Balm was sold in a sealed glass ampule, and you just break off the end and let the medicinal vapor fill the room while you relax and enjoy this wonderful healing treatment. If you could feel it in your lungs, you'd know it was working. Chlorine gas, insidious and extremely poisonous, and it can kill you very easily. Chlorine gas is heavier than air and just sits in your lungs. I guess whoever thought this one up figured that chlorine worked great as a disinfectant and cleaner, so why not bottle it? I seem to recall someone recommending Lysol infusions as a cure for COVID a couple years ago. That's it for today. I hope this wasn't too horrifying and that it won't deter you from giving this video a comment, like, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.